need a pair of scissors, needle and thread, dish towel and some elastic. And today we're going to make a coronavirus face mask. This takes me back to my first camp over 50 years ago when I was 12. We went on a train to Perth, were taken to a school divided up into dorms of about 12 girls, and the camp was run in military style with a commandant and an adjutant and a whistle. We called them Commie and Adji. One of the first things I remember is we had crafts and we made a foam fish. We put a piece of soap into this foam fish, and I think we were meant to give it to our mums as a gift. The foam fish didn't last, but the things that did last were the friendships I made at camp. I made lifelong friendships. Also the habit of reading the Bible every day and praying and using Bible notes. And another thing that's lasted is when I was 16, I remember I was often quite badly behaved, and I'd cause to think over the things that I had been doing wrong. And this day I was mulling over what Joshua said in Joshua 24, "Choose you this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." And I've never regretted the choice I made that day at camp.
Well, sadly, I was never at camp as a camper, but for 10 years from the mid-80s, I was involved as camps administrator. And that was an incredibly busy time, but a really exciting time to be there. One thing I saw that was so important in camps work was prayer. At its height, we had over 900 campers, leaders and cooks. But behind them all, there was an army of praying people throughout the church, and how vital that was and is today. We prayed for safety in all the travelling and all the camp activities, and we saw God's hand in protecting us all and keeping us safe. And there was prayer too that the lives of the young people would be impacted with God's word, and how great it was to see that happening in many lives. When you're so involved in organising the camps, your big concern is that all will go smoothly, go safely, and there'll be no problems. And I remember that first year, it was just a few days into the first camp, and we got a phone call at home one night from a friend whose younger sister had gone as a camper. And our friend was in tears. "What's wrong?" "It's my sister." Of course, immediately you think that something terrible has happened to her. She's been converted. Well, that was just a wonderful reminder right at the beginning that this is the great goal of camps and of all gospel work, that people will come to know Jesus.